Hey there, welcome back to the Lisa Nichols Show, where I share with you the tools that you need, I need, we need to live the life that we want to achieve, to have the memories that we want to have the experiences that we deserve to have. Listen, I love this community. I love your comments. I love your engagements. I love you sharing your breakthroughs with me. Tanisha says, thank you for reminding me that my goals should stretch me, not stress me. Ah, Tanisha, that was such a major breakthrough when I got it. It was such a major breakthrough when I shared it with my tribe, my community. So I'm so glad that you get the value. Your goals should stretch you. They should make you go, ooh, I got to tippy toe to reach that. But they should not stress you. If so, modify the goal. More likely, modify the by-when date and you'll be okay. Tanisha, thank you for that. And then Karen. Karen, she says, breaking down my goals into bite-sized, manageable pieces. Then she said, I get that. Underline 3 times, exclamation point, exclamation point. When you break down your goals into bite-sized, manageable, digestible pieces, guess what? Results actually happen. So I love comments. I love your comments. Keep them coming. So first of all, recognize that implementation can be elusive. Most people think that they're implementing something, but they're really just living with the awareness. So a breakthrough occurs when you know something different, like aha, which is why we have our BOL, hashtag BOL, breakthrough out loud. Most people think that when they have a breakthrough, a mental shift, that they've done it. Not the case. A mental shift has to be followed by a physical action that implements what you've learned, that difference that you learned. Otherwise, you're just knowing more. You know those people who are information gatherers? You see them at parties. They might be your friends or your family. They know so much about everything, and yet life really doesn't show the evidence of the implementation. So you have to understand, implementation happens in bite-sized, digestible pieces. What I often do is I say, don't try to overhaul your entire life at the same time. So when you get these lessons, I'm okay with you. The beauty of this being recorded is that you can go back and visit anytime. Implement one small piece of a lesson, and I would rather you drill deep than wide. Look at each class, look at each show, and then decide, what am I going to focus on for 28 days? I love 28. I love the number. I love what it gives to us. It's several sections of 7, you know, and 7 is a number of completion. So 28 days, what am I going to focus on? So you may, like, I plan to be in your life for a lifetime. We're not going anywhere. I tell my students all the time, if you step away from this tribe, when you come back, I'm going to say, welcome home. And so let's give it time. Don't try to cover everything. Master one thing. You know, I had a spiritual teacher who taught me when I was 21. She said, listen, people try to quote the Bible all the time, and that just wasn't me, and I didn't even want people hitting me with it. She said, but you have to be mindful of what you know, because you're held accountable for that you know. So don't try to learn the entire book. Live one scripture. Live one lesson. So I'm going to pass on that same brilliant information that I received. Each show that you look at, let's work to live the show. It might take you longer. So the frequency that I publish the shows may not be the frequency that you're ready to move forward. It's okay. The show will always be here for you. So the way you implement is that you dive deep. What does it look like in action? And you can feel what's happening in action. Now, here's what I want to tell you. When you're learning new lessons, and they're breakthrough lessons like these are breakthrough, game-changing, life-changing lessons. You have to be ready for some form of disruption. That's where my grandmother says, your conviction and your convenience don't live on the same block. Be ready for some form of disruption. But here's what I love about disruption, that when you're tilling the soil and you're planting new seeds, you first have to disrupt the old padded solid dirt. You disrupt it, it becomes agitated, then you plant new seeds. Then you water and feed those seeds, and a new harvest grows. So the way that you hold yourself accountable is you stay committed to action, you stay committed to this community, you post what's happening in your life. you post the results, not just the aha. I love the ahas, but now I want to know what action looks like. So don't feel like you have to post about this conversation during this conversation. I want to hear about the last conversation and how it now looks in action in your life. So now let's raise the level of what we're posting, raise the level of your comments to me, and know that I'm looking at you while you're looking at me. And then ask other people to look at you as well and hold you accountable to that thing you said you're going to do based on the lesson that you learned on the show. And that's how you begin to transform your life. Don't try to do 100 new things this year. Just master 10 new things this year. And then we'll do the other 90 or 10 of the other 90 next year. And then we'll look up and your life will be barely recognizable. It's not a race, it's a marathon. Okay, now remember, my friend, that this show is not like your regular show. I'm not here just doing a monologue, talking to you, entertaining you. You already know that by now, but I have to say it. This is a dialogue. This is about what breakthrough did you get, and then what are you going to do with it? So I'd love to hear from you. I always love to hear from you. What are you going to do differently? What are you going to do differently? What have you already done? Like, we've been at this for a minute now. You've looked at probably several shows. If not, go back. They're really hot. But what are you doing as a result of them? What's happened as a result of them? So let's talk about action. Let's go beyond ahas and let's talk about action as well. I want to know that. I want to know, what have you gotten from this lesson, and what have you gotten from previous lessons, and what are you in action about? I want to hear that. Leave a comment below. Be sure to subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting on? Listen, we're about to change the game here, and I know you want to be a part of that conversation. And look out for more content that's applicable, that you can relate to for the future. Listen, we are your tribe right here. This is your home right here. And I am your sister in prosperity and in possibility. And when I say I believe in you and I love you, I say it because I do. I'll see you real soon.